I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
This nigga was so out of line. Like, that is so out of line. Like, still to this day. So the Shannon Sharpe case just ended, but apparently they came to a settlement or something, and this nigga actually paid out the 50 million. So she got exactly what she wanted. But I guess he still won because he didn't get convicted or not. But let's get into this video though.
Quick Shannon Sharpe settlement. So you heard?
I heard.
Essentially, Shannon Sharpe's been embroiled in a lawsuit with a young woman he was banging. You know, they did a lot of race play, a little inter.
Yeah, no, I talked about this in my last video, but basically this nigga freaky as hell, bro. This girl was in his DMs talking about some "I want your baby gravy" first off, and I was like, whoa, she's talking about we gonna have some, so I want big black babies and shit like that. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, brother was liking this. That's all I said. This nigga was out of his cotton picking mind. Cause like, hey, if he's into that race play, I call this nigga a cotton picker, bro. At this point, bro. Cause, but at the same time, this is what I was talking about with the white woman, bro. Allegation City. Hey, bro.
Racial kink stuff.
Yeah, I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
This nigga was so out of line. Like, that is so out of line. Like, still to this day. This is how you know this nigga watches too much porn. Big black guy chokes small white woman. Nigga, you're weird.
Shannon.
And she's essentially alleging that some of it was unconsensual. Some text came out back and forth. He said, she said, and she took him to civil court. Civil court is different from criminal court. You don't have to find someone reasonable beyond a reasonable doubt. The threshold is basically what is the most likely outcome, and then the judge goes based off of that. The threshold to find the defendant guilty is a lot lower. Since this happened, Shannon Sharpe, it's been a couple months now, he said he was going to defend himself vociferously. He was going to make all the efforts to prove that this woman was a liar. A couple months later,
Crickets.
case is going away. And I can understand why, from Shannon Sharpe's perspective, no matter how much he wants to prove that she's a liar in court or whatever else it may be, at the end of the day, he's out at ESPN, which is his big bag. He's losing millions and millions of dollars from the fact that he's been removed from this position. So he decided to settle. Now, a lot of people are saying, well...
So this nigga, it's so crazy because this nigga lost his position at ESPN, which is already losing him bread. On top of that, nigga decided, okay, you know what? Let me just do this settlement, bro. If I drop this 50 million, maybe she'll just get off my honker schlonker, bro. She'll be off my meat.
He didn't give her any money. He 100% paid her off.
It's not because you don't know about it or they don't say anything about it. When they say settle, is that what's in this disclosed in the settlement, it doesn't have to be disclosed out in public.
No.
So maybe he did give money, but it's not disclosed.
He 100% gave money.
I'm just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I'm tripping. Bro, if this nigga actually did it, because we still don't know if this nigga did it or not, but this nigga paid her off, that means she probably has some alternate, like she just wanted money from the first place, bro. Because if you was really on that and you really want someone to happen to this nigga, you try and get this nigga locked up on some shit for real. But she just wants some cake, bro. Let's be honest.
About it, or
You're talking about what he did, what he actually 100%. I'm saying,
think about it from this perspective. He's the one who's bleeding money. She's not bleeding anything because the lawyers that are working for her are working on basically the settlement. So meaning based off what they get out of this case, they're going to take a cut.
Yeah.
So she's not bleeding. He's out of his job at ESPN, hemorrhaging money with lawyers to try to defend himself. And this is probably one of the most unfair part about the law system in that regards, is that you as the defendant, you're presumed innocent, but you have to live life like you're guilty. You lose your line of work. You have to pay all these defense attorney fees. And people will say, well, you get a public defender. I don't even know how that works for civil cases. 1, 2, it's like, do you want to risk losing even more by not paying for the right representation?
Yeah, that makes sense.
This is just the reality.
My nigga, if I get caught up in something like this, I want my best lawyers, my nigga. I'm trying to get all the paper I can.
You know, having a case brought against you. But this man has had to pay out a lot of money, and he's had to do it because it would cost him probably 5-6 times more potentially to not do it.
when you talk about innocent until proven guilty, it's really just in the confine of the court. Outside the doors of the court, with the public, with your boss, whatever think, that's what they think.
But at the end of the day, if the allegations are true or not, the fact that you have that shit on your name is just in public, some woman could come out and say, I ain't gonna use me as an example, but some woman could say this nigga done like touching her inappropriately and stuff, right? Even if the claims were false, and she just later came on and said, nah, he didn't actually do it, I was just trying to do it for like publicity, or like I was just trying to like tarnish his name. But there's still gonna be people out there in the world that are gonna be like, nah, he probably still did it, bro, that nigga's weird. Like once niggas hear that type of shit on you, it's like, it's really hard to get it off.
However it affects you, that's what you, I guess that's what you mean when you say you still live life like you're guilty.
Yeah.
Age, not his wage. That's what he said. Mm-hmm. I don't date my age. I date my wage.
Everybody always talk about date your age, date your age. Well, I want to date my wage.
Goddamn, bro.
I don't care if it's allure, manure, accusers, and fives.
Nah, cause here's the thing, bro. This nigga was messing around with a 19-year-old girl, or woman, we'll say, right? And this nigga's in his 50s. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck how much money you're making. I don't give a... Bro, you're a weirdo, nigga. Like, you're basically preying on a girl that came smooth out of high school.
Accusers and fives. What I tell y'all, accusers win. I don't care if it's allure, manure, tenure, accusers and fives. You know what my granddad used to say? About to come up with his whole story about his grandfather and his sexual assault accusers. Nah.
I don't care if it's pavement, weighment, trainment, settlement, and fire.
Yeah, these niggas are wildin'.
Yeah, you know Shannon probably missing Undisputed right now. Skip.
Like, hold on, no, skip 3.
We got alimony.
Hold on, skip. Whoa.
Him and Skip should start a new show together.
You stupid. That's good.
Undisputed Settlements. First one has some wild boys. It's easy for a lot of folks on the outside to say, well, just, wait it out and play it on court. It's not your life that's halted.
Yeah.
He has to live with this thing every day where he can't leave his house without, the judgment of this. He can't go to work.
You can't.
Yeah. It was probably in his best interest to just do the whole settlement, bro. Because, like, look, this nigga's entire life was at a pause, like just a whole stop, because he has to deal with this. And they can't go to work and they can't do nothing. Just the entire life was put to a stop. And the longer it gets prolonged, the longer his life gets prolonged. So it's like, bro, just go ahead and just take this money, please. Could we just drop this shit? You know what I'm saying? It's probably one of those situations. No, bro, she's still going, bro. Like, what? She's still going, bro. Like, if it was that easy, bro, she just wanted the bread in the first place.
He can't even seek out new alternatives because they left him in purgatory. So he can't even leave ESPN during this period to go somewhere else. It's like your life halts and you don't get that time back. As somebody who goes up into their 50s and shit like that, well, Shannon's got to be close to 60.
God damn, like, you're pushing 60.
His life is essentially all paused.
Yeah, you have a contract with ESPN, so you can't go somewhere else. And you can't go somewhere else because you have a pending case. And the pending case is like, well, you have this Damocles sword on your head. We don't know when it's going to drop, so we can't hire you. So, yeah, it's really crazy. But it is what it is. At least he's settled. He's going to be able to move on from that.
I don't think he moves on from this because at the end of the day, it's still going to be a stain on his name, and that's what people are going to really...
I don't think this whole situation's going to completely move on, because at the end of the day, he was never convicted as guilty, but he was also never proven innocent. It was all just here, take some money and we could just settle this whole case. At the end of the day, this nigga could have still did it. Like, her claims could be right or her claims could be wrong, and we don't know. But the fact that this went so public in the news, bro, once this nigga comes back to ESPN, bro, you don't think people are gonna be looking at this nigga wild like, yo, weren't you messing with that? At the end of the day, nigga was still messing with a 19-year-old. 19, like, this a teenager. Nigga's pushing 60.
remember.
Sure.
I mean, the last time I heard about Shannon was just about this case, and it's been a couple of months since.
It has.
And I just don't see him making waves like he used to. Think about his whole brand. His whole brand was, one, he was a star of television, and two, he had access to all the celebrities, all the biggest name in the game. Now with this stain on his name, how's his podcast going to fare? Is he going to have access to the same kind of people, the same kind of guests?
Nah, those niggas are not going to want to be on that podcast,
When you attach yourself
bro.
to the mainstream,
They might.
you got to live your life like you're mainstream. You can't do certain things behind closed doors. You can't engage in certain kind of relationships. You can't do a lot of different things without potentially suffering some consequences.
So certain brands don't want to deal with you. You know, they pay the big bucks.
Yeah. People
100%.
oftentimes compare him to be like, well, look at Leonardo DiCaprio. He be fucking with these young girls. Yes, but Leonardo just goes and he does his movies and he gets the fuck out. He doesn't spend any time in the limelight. He don't spend time doing media appearances. He don't do podcasts. He don't do radio interviews. He does.
But I'm gonna be honest, I still don't understand why these grown niggas be preying on some like young ladies, bro. Like me personally, I like them cougar. Now I'm playing. My woman's older than me. I'm gonna be honest, but I can't deal with younger women. Like I feel like their brains are just too messed up. And it's just like like you're pissing me off right now. I need someone that's mature. And again, age doesn't really determine maturity when it comes to mental maturity, but at the same time, it's a higher likely chance that an older woman's gonna be more mature because, again, like she's had the experiences, or she's gone through experiences. She knows like more things that happen in life.
Nothing. The reason why is all that shit would probably have to come up more and more over time.
He gets his bag and he gets the fuck out.
He goes home.
When's the last time you heard the opinion of Leonardo DiCaprio? When's the last time you heard him put his opinion on something? No. People stay clowning him and he just says nothing. He goes enjoy his bag and does his thing. Yeah. He doesn't trigger nobody by not being in the limelight.
But look at Shannon in comparison.
I understand. Yeah. He doesn't date his age. He dates his wage.
Not
right?
only that, Shannon
that is so
out
crazy
here with his business out in public all the time. He be flirting with women on Instagram who are half his age, doing all this stuff. He draws all this attention. He lives off of it. He lives off the media cycle. So it's very likely that someone like that, they're going to be scrutinized to the nth degree. If 100%. Leonardo DiCaprio gets sued like this, I promise you, he doesn't give it 1/10.
Bro, and here's the thing, bro. You can't really cancel a nigga that doesn't care to be canceled. That nigga Leonardo DiCaprio, he gonna mess with his teenagers. He's gonna mess with his young 20-year-old woman. You can say whatever you want to say to him. This nigga's still making millions. He's gonna see that shit. Oh yeah, niggas are calling me creepy. Whatever. I mean, come here and give me some neck. like it's just like that, bro.
1/10 of the media attention that Shannon gets because Shannon is just in the media sphere despite not being as big as Leonardo DiCaprio. If Stephen A. Smith gets involved in something, he gonna have a similar experience.
100%.
It's just unfortunate because a lot of these folks don't take any precautions to protect themselves. They're on calls and in text messages saying like really wild things that, when screenshotted and posted, it just looks crazy. And they don't take any precautions to protect themselves. And it's just one of them situations where like you have all these people trying to warn you. All these people telling you, hey, be careful, act appropriate. And then it blows up in your face. And it's not like the first time for Shannon too. Shannon's had other accusations. This isn't to say what happened or what didn't. We don't know. So I'm not going to treat Shannon like he's guilty. I'm just trying to say he did nothing to protect himself.
Yo, multiple allegations is crazy on a nigga, bro. Because I'm not going to lie. Me personally, you have an allegation yourself once and it clears up. Okay, maybe you're okay. If I see another allegation on your shit, bro, it's like... I don't give a fuck if that shit gets cleared up, my nigga. You're doing something wrong for this to even, like, happen. Like... Okay, what? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. No, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on... whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say for real.
Throughout all of this. And that's probably the dumbest part to me. At your age, you should know better. How long you've been in the show business, the things that you have had to deal with, you should know better. You always clown young athletes for not doing things properly. You clown them all the time and you lecture them about, hey, you should do this, you should handle this. And it's like, that's how you live your private life? Watching that man who called himself Uncle all the time, just lecturing all these young athletes about speeding, about this, about the women they keep in their life. And it's like, that's what you be doing behind closed doors.
So he's a Bill Cosby of the sports?
Oh, nah.
I don't know what that means entirely, but you can explain.
He's been scolding black people about the language that they use, the way that they wear, what kind of comedy that they do, everything.
Niggas just be hypocrites, bruh. Niggas will tell you one thing and do the complete opposite, bruh. Low-key, I feel like people that do this are like low-key just trying to send a message to themselves, but just saying it to someone else. Like sometimes, I remember back in the day, I'd be calling niggas broke, knowing damn well I didn't even have $1,000 to my name. Like I feel like it's a projection when people are just being hypocritical and shit.
Everything was like, oh, you're not this, you're not that, you're just a bad person, you're a bad person. He was being the uncle. He was telling all these artists that they shouldn't swear when they do that. He told Eddie Murphy how to do his thing. He told a bunch of other people, a bunch of other comedians that he didn't like or didn't, because of the way that they were doing their comedy, it was not reflecting good on him. And then and beyond close or you roofie up people. You do far worse than whatever they're doing. You're being
Stop
righteous.
saying nigga.
If that's a plan,
Yo, I had some lame ass nigga in my comment section talk about some get a better vocabulary other than the N-word. Fuck you, nigga. like, bruh, I can say whatever I want, my nigga. If you don't like hearing me say this word, you can go ahead and leave. You know, you don't have to watch this.
But you turn around and you roofie people. I'm sorry, nigga.
But
you gotta do something about
I'm
that.
gonna defend Bill because if you think about
What?
it, you're just doing the right thing. You can't say nigga if you sleep.
No, you can't say that sentence. You can't say that sentence. I defend Bill, my nigga. That's not a sentence you can say.
All that quiet, there was no nigga in there. That's what Bill wanted.
Oh no, the nigga was loud.
Was it?
Silent but loud.
I'm just saying.
It was silent, but it was right there. Zoop-dee-doo.
Right?
G-E-L-L-O.
You know, even if it is intentional, the shit that he was texting that girl was crazy. He said, "I'm out, hey, interracial king."
Hey, bro, that whole situation in general is just crazy. I want to know what you guys think, though. Is that nigga still guilty in your eyes, bro? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, post notifications, binge watch the rest of my videos. I'm gone.